everyone, welcome to The Way Back. We're here to offer insight and inspiration to help you reclaim your life from addiction and to find your way back. My name's Glenn and this is my sobriety buddy Steph.
Hi everyone. So yes, Glenn and I share a sobriety date. It is the 17th of October 2016. We help support each other and keep each other accountable, and with our video blogs and interviews here on this channel, we hope to help you along your journey to sobriety as well. Go ahead, Glenn.
Excellent. So let's get started. So it's my pleasure to introduce Paul. I actually met Paul on the Onwards and Upwards group, and I'm guessing it's around about a year now. Paul's from Ontario, Canada, and off we go, Steph.
Right. So yes, Paul is my neighbor. We live not too far from each other, and we've actually met for lunch and plan to meet again soon to celebrate our 6 months, Glenn. Sorry you won't be there for that. So yeah, looking forward to that. Right, Paul, so we're just going to ask you a couple of things about your story. First, tell us how long you've been alcohol free.
Well, actually, this Sunday will be 14 months. It was February 9th,
Fantastic.
2016.
Okay. So just tell us a bit about your story. So, when did you start drinking?
Well, I started actually, I did experiment a little bit in my teens, but nothing too much. When I really started is probably when I turned 19. That was the legal age. That's when not a problem, can go out. But I just weekends. So I would have to say about 19.
Okay. So what was your drinking like? What were your drinking habits, your drinking patterns? Were you a binge drinker? How did you drink?
Well, it just started like the weekends. Like I said, we'd go to the bars. I never brought any beer or alcohol into the house while I was living at home. Then it was probably mid-20s. It just started going out a little bit more. Then it started drinking more in during the week. Wednesdays night, it was like a ladies' night at the bar, so it hit Wednesdays, and then again on the weekends. But I knew, that's basically what it was. It's just on the weekends, but I knew I was probably drinking a little bit more than my friends.
Mm-hmm.
But did you think you had a problem at that stage or not?
Very little, but I was very little. But I could almost sense it a little bit, but it never really occurred to me. Never let it bother me, and just so.
So what happened after that?
How did that? Okay, just started on the weekends, and then I guess it was when the store, my first store, the new store, when I got full time, I slowly got together with friends. It was a thing after work. That was the first time. After work, you got to realize I work nights, so in the mornings we get together, and then it started to get a little bit more frequent.
So you started off as a morning drinker.
Yeah.
Not a good place to start.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then that's what it started. I got married. We got our first house. Then I started brewing. I tried this brewing my own beer.
Mm-hmm.
So then there was constantly beer. But it was probably a few months after that. Then I really started to notice I'm not having a day off. Like every morning coming home from work. And it was only a couple. Because you have to realize in North America, it was 355 ml was a beer.
Yeah.
And then, but the bottles that we brewed in were 500 mils, so that's like almost a beer and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of try to keep it at about two to two of those. That's like 3 beers. That's enough. But then
Mhm.
it just.
Was that 7 days a week then, Paul?
It was, but that was. I drank in the mornings after work only during the week. On the weekends, I waited till the afternoon. Like I always had to wait till it was 12 o'clock was kind of a thing. It was okay. If you drank in the mornings, not good.
Yeah, but
So,
1 minute past 12, that's fine.
That's fine. It was all yes.
Yeah. So did you find you had sort of cravings, or was it just that you'd set that time of the day that was an acceptable time, or did you sort of like I don't know about you, but I could feel 5 o'clock. I knew what that felt like. I didn't need to look at a clock. I knew what time it was. Did you sort of feel like, okay, it's getting close to noon because that's my normal time? Were you starting to get like that?
Yeah. That was because I would wake up, have breakfast, have coffee, get whatever had to be done. But it was at noon. I don't think I even needed a clock. Is okay. Now it's time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So tell us then, how did you give up alcohol?
How I guess it was just cold turkey. If you really want to put it, I didn't wean myself off. I tried to do that alone, like before. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. I tried like non-alcoholic beer. This isn't working. And finally, it was just cold turkey.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And what sort of symptoms did you have? Did you have any sort of withdrawal?
Oh, that's I knew that it was getting bad near the end. My withdrawal was I would my heart would just really be pounding. I couldn't swallow. I don't know if you've ever had if you just try to sit there and not swallow, and it was with that it was just like I couldn't hardly breathe. At nighttime, it was almost like I guess like a sleep apnea. I would just wake up it was just gasping for air,
Yeah.
just gasping at nighttime. That was a regular thing. And it was getting bad while at work. I was getting this, and holy smokes, this is not good. Because before it was only happening, it just only seemed to happen at home.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking, thank God I'm at home. I'm in my house. But then it started happening, and it started happening more frequent. It would be maybe once in a month, but then it started to come a little bit more often. And
was this still the 3 sort of beers a night level then, Paul?
Oh no! Like this is progressed on. This is
right. To what? How many beers are you?
Well, I ended up. It was like I would. It'd be nothing daily in the mornings. It would be nothing. I would have like 6 beers. That would be my light morning. But I could anywhere from 6 to 8, and then sometimes even almost up to 10 beers in the morning.
Just one constantly there all the time.
Constantly. The first one I didn't. Taste it when.
yeah.
And were you getting much like any buzz from it, or was it just kind of a maintenance thing? Like you just needed that alcohol to feel normal?
I as soon as I drank my first beer, it's like now I kind of know what I guess a heroin addict. I see how they would stick a needle in their arm, and within seconds they just feel this calm. And that's exactly what it was. It was a calm, and then I started to catch a buzz. But then after that, it was just the buzz. The buzz thing was if I could stop there. I liked that feeling, but then it just kept on. I would just keep on just drinking more, and the addiction that just I needed more. But
that's the whole point, isn't it? That once that moment where the buzz stops at the very beginning, but we just carry on, don't we?
Just carry on, exactly.
That's the broken stop button.
That's the addiction right there,
Mm-hmm.
that bit there.
That's the place.
And you sat there not enjoying what you're drinking.
No. Now it's becoming more habit. Like, it was, I could do it blind in my sleep kind of thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I was going to say that's the place where I think when we talk about the difference between normal drinkers and people who drank like we did, that's the place where normal drinkers will go, you know what, that's good. I'm going to switch to coffee or stop or, and that's the place for us where we want to keep chasing that feeling
Yeah.
and carry on.
Yeah, definitely.
So during this time, what sort of problems were you noticing? I mean, I know you have a very strong work ethic, and that's a very important thing to you. Doing your job and showing up. And sorry, go ahead, Glenn.
No, just on that. That's a great point. Did it affect your work, Paul?
Yeah. What kind of problems did this cause?
It not really affected. I forced myself because with my job, before all this started, I was like, and I still am. I'm a very good worker, and my father, he knew the business in and out. I got in through him, and always I never wanted to let that's a whole other story, but I didn't want to let the people at work know that I wanted to show that I'm as good as my dad. So I did whatever I could. Inside, yeah, I was just so stressed out, but I try not to let it show. But it's so I just forced myself. Yeah, I forced myself not to let it affect my work.
Mm-hmm.
But it was affecting me inside. I could tell. That's when I would be going home all stressed out, and then grab the drink, and then all that went away.
Yeah.
For one more day.
Yeah, until the morning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, for me, it's the evening.
But yeah, of course,
yeah.
So you mentioned that when you gave up alcohol, you gave up cold turkey. So at what point did you? I mean, obviously we are all in a alcohol-free support group. So how and when did you sort of find the support, and like how did you get sober at that point?
Well, what led me to? I knew I had to quit. First of all, what led me to do that is with my work, it restructured. So I ended up getting a buy down. So I got a good substantial amount of money, and I was saying to myself, I have to stop. But how I found this group stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Now I lost track.
Yeah. So when you
I
quit,
stumbled across Kevin.
Oh well, it was as soon as I I said to myself, I'm stopping drinking. Now what do? Well, I have the world at my fingertips. I went on the internet and I just Googled how to stop drinking, and then a whole whackload, and I just started surfing through. I happened to stumble over Kevin's video, and there was just something about it that it just sounded right. And then I just investigated more.
Mm-hmm.
And then
it's almost an addictive behaviour with Kevin, isn't it?
Exactly.
You find him, and then you just want more and more. But it's just
very
amazing.
clever of him to title his how to quit drinking, to title it that, how to stop drinking, because how many people are going to, Google that, how to stop drinking, and go straight to him. That's great.
Well, I needed to find something. So that's what I Googled in, and then a whole bunch of things came up. Like, his wasn't the first. Mm-hmm. I just clicked on different videos, and then once I clicked on his, and
Kevin's different, isn't it?
Than
the majority of alcoholism videos out there.
Exactly.
His attitude. I know there's a lot of AA stuff and sort of that preaching side of it, and you must do this, where Kevin's is a lot more, for me, manageable. I guess that's the best word. It's quite an easy way, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Very down to earth.
Yeah, just don't drink. So, okay, what is your number one motivation now to stay alcohol free? What do you?
Well, the number one motivation every evening before I get up for work. It was either before I had a buzz or a fuzz in my head. So I had a hangover 365 days a year. And just waking up every morning and just, I say this to myself, 14 months later, I just feel very good. No matter even if I feel like, down or whatever, I wake up. That's my number one thing. Number one thing when I wake up. That keeps me going, gets my day started, and then there could be other like motivations, whatever. Like I would go onto the site, but that'd be my number one. Waking up every morning. I enjoy waking up.
I've heard so many people say that. Sorry, Glenn.
Just gonna say the same, Steph.
Yeah.
It's such a big part of it, and it's such a simple part of it that while you were drinking, you kind of, when you wished to get sober, I don't ever remember wishing, God, I wish I could wake up and I'm just in a good mood. It was something I never thought. But everyone, I mean, Steph, it's just that moment. You just wake up. I mean, I used to have a lot of worry about what I'd done the night before and stuff like that. But like anxiety and whatever. But just a different world, isn't it?
It's like an added bonus to it. I never thought about it really either, how much I hated waking up. It was just the worst thing ever. And now, like you said, Paul, just waking up feels so good. It's like you wake up, clear head. You're not feeling regrets about the night before. You're not wondering what you did or said. You're not feeling like crap. Your head isn't like, just this, like a vice on it. It's just a completely awesome added bonus to being alcohol free. That's awesome.
And I guess also, sorry, just to harp on, but I guess also we all spent that long waking up thinking about the alcohol again instantly, whether we were going to drink again or when we were going to drink again, if we had any booze in the house. So it was just all that just disappears in one go, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And it just gives you this scope for your brain just to think about proper stuff again.
And it makes you realize how much time and effort we spent thinking about drinking, feeling shitty from drinking. I always say I had to put as much time and effort into sobriety as I did the amount of time and effort I put into alcohol. And when you think back to how much effort goes into it, making sure you've got the booze and thinking about it first thing in the morning and throughout the day, what a relief to not have that on your shoulders every day. Yeah. So, all right, Paul, how do you stay away from booze? What's your number one sort of sobriety tool in your toolbox?
How do I stay is, well, first I come home, I get on, I do my internet stuff, check my mail and that, and I go on Facebook. First, I check my mail for Kevin's video. I like to have his daily. Every day I check on his daily video. After I watch that, then I log on to Facebook, which this group is, and I just start reading the posts. Like, I don't post very much on there, but I read the posts and then do anything that I can answer to. But that's my daily thing every day.
Mm-hmm.
I've only missed 7 days on that in the last 14 months, just because I went away on holidays, so I had no access to internet.
Mm-hmm. What was that like?
That took me, I think that was a few months into my sobriety, but I knew I had where I went to Cuba, there was no internet. Well, there is, but it's just too difficult, and it's more of a pain to get access. So I was prepared, no internet for a week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So even though, sorry, Steph, even though you don't have any thoughts of drinking, you've still got this daily routine where you'll do the videos no matter what.
Every day. I do notice I have noticed over the course of being a member of this group, people tend to leave after a while. With this group, I have it incorporated into my Facebook, so as long as I have a Facebook account, I don't plan on ever canceling this, so you're stuck with me. It'll be a regular thing, and it's my daily reminder.
Mm-hmm.
My daily reminder of what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's such an important, part of staying sober is replacing that habit with, and that's exactly what you're telling us, that your habit used to be coming home and having a beer, and now it's coming home and it's going straight on to, listening to Kevin's video and then the Facebook group. It's like the replacing of that habit, and it's become just this daily routine. I think that's really important.
One thing I did forget, like, and one of the other major motivations is saving money.
Mm.
Like, it is ridiculous amount. I can't believe how much I've been spending, just not on the alcohol, but all the things that go along with it. Going out, fast foods, taxis, buying needless stuff, and watching my investments grow. That as well. Like, it's just ridiculous how fast. And once I started to see that again, that is another thing, is I have to start to think about my retirement. And so that's the other thing, is just watching my investments grow.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because when I was drinking at my worst, I obviously I knew I was spending far too much money on it all, but it didn't matter because I had to drink. So
Yeah.
I never got to a stage where I worked out, okay, I'm spending £300 a month on beer, because it wouldn't have mattered. It could have been £1,000. It could have been £2,000. It just wouldn't have mattered because I still needed it. But it's that realization once you finally do get sober, and like you just said, you start adding it up, and all of a sudden, just this money just comes from nowhere. Your bank balance, your wallet's getting fatter, and it's like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's good. Do you have a number,
When
Paul?
I was spending my monies or whatever, that the alcohol, it did kind of take me away. Oh, everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
And then you drink, and then that's where maybe more spending would come involved, and then like a vicious cycle. But like, drinking would okay, it'll be fine. We'll work on it later. So
helps you to push it off to the side.
Yes.
Do you have a number off the top of your head? Like, do you know what you were spending?
I would have to. I was thinking about this, and I would have to honestly say, just on the alcohol, figuring it out, between $300 to $400 a month. Yeah, like with the price of about how many. I was going to anywhere from 3 to 4 cases of beer a week.
Mm-hmm.
And it was working out to about $300 to $400 a month.
And then you add in, like you were saying, like, crappy food choices and buying stuff, yeah.
Yes. And then saving with all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Glenn?
Oh, sorry. No, I was calculating in my head there.
You looked like you were, the wheel was
I know,
turning.
I was like, I need an abacus to add it all up, but yeah, sorry, I was just going back to Eddie's post on the group. This won't make any sense to new viewers, but it just this man had made this post about everything, all the savings, financial and emotional, and that, and it's mind blowing. It's quite nice when we get ourselves to a certain level of sobriety, just to sit down for a couple of hours and just make some little notes of the positives in our life and everything we've gained back. It's just ridiculous. And sometimes, and I keep harping on about this, sometimes we don't, or I feel I certainly don't, I don't celebrate the easy stuff as much as I should do. Don't know what you feel about that, Steph.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you posted a video not long ago about celebrating the good days. And, well, sorry, I'm going to use the word you hate, gratitude. It's so important. It's really important to find gratitude in the little things. Yeah. I write down something I'm grateful for every day.
Just on this then, Paul, gratitude-wise, does that word mean anything to you? Do you celebrate it? Do you
Practice.
Well, again, every morning I'm just grateful I wake up every morning like that, and then I start to look at all the little things. Grateful for all just the little things that I have, and just basically that. I try to look at. It's hard to explain. Like I said, is waking up every day. I'm grateful for waking up the way I do every day, and just the little things in life, like grateful. Like I have a job because I read or see like how people they lose their jobs because of their drinking and that, and I'm very grateful for my job because there's even just layoffs and stuff like that, and but just I'm just grateful even just for the little minor things, in life. Like I tend to look at more. I put it this way. I like to walk along and smell the roses instead of having my blinders on and just plowing through life.
I struggle with the G word. I'm not there yet, and I know at one stage or in the future I'll have to get there. I understand that because that seems to be quite a strong part of keeping yourself sober and whatever. But I do it to an extent. My biggest, what would I say? The biggest part of the G word for me personally is that I never lost anything more than I did. So as you just said, Paul, job, house, family, that kind of stuff. Yeah. And I was very, very close to it. Very, very close. And I think every now and again I'll just get that realisation. I won't do it like Steph does it, where she'll spend 10 minutes every morning purposely doing that. But I'll just get these little moments where the G word will come into my head and it's like, yeah, I'm really grateful that I didn't do this or that didn't happen. So I am getting there. Yeah. I need to structure it more. But,
well, first of all, I'll just say it doesn't take me 10 minutes. It takes me like 30 seconds. And with gratitude, what I do is I write down. Let me just show you. I've got my gratitude jar. And I just write down on a little piece of paper every day something I'm grateful for. It can be something it can be one of you guys' names I'll put on there, or the group, or
I was just going to say, is my name in that jar, Steph?
It is in there. I'm sure it is. It'll be like I'll find a new tea that I really like, and it'll be like my favorite new tea, but whatever, any little thing. I think of it, I put it in there. But apparently, when you practice, and that is practicing gratitude, it's not feeling it necessarily so much in the moment, but it's just focusing your mind for a moment on something to be grateful for, as opposed to looking at everything in a negative way. It kind of sets your mind up for the day to live in a more grateful way. It's just a moment of practice. So I try to do that every day. Do you, Paul, do you write in a journal? Do you do any sort of daily?
I was just going to say that when you held up your jar, I have this a little gift from Steph. But even just one thing every day, just something that happened good to me. Just something good, just something positive. Like, I don't put anything negative in here, like your daily thoughts. I just put something very positive. It could be one or two things, but I try to every day, just write something down, a good positive thing that happened to me that day.
That's great.
There's got to be something or whatever it may be,
It's so easy to focus on negatives, but just to force yourself just for a moment to think about something in your day that went well, or or something that you're grateful for before you start your day, whichever way you do it. That's a great practice. Right. So let me ask you this then: with the 14 months alcohol free, do you still have temptations to drink ever?
Not too often. Not the odd time, like it will jump out at me, like whether I see it on a commercial. Or just a memory of a flashback, like something from, like I don't know how it would come on, but it would come so fast. but it would leave almost as fast. I just kind of just shake my head and then whoa, and then that temptation would leave. I don't have like a real desire, like I'm jonesing to have a drink. I don't have anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just once in a while, like the thoughts. It could be watching a commercial. Usually, a commercial maybe would be the one, or or a thought, and then that would be nice to have a beer, and I would like to have it, but the thought leaves as fast as it comes.
Mm-hmm.
Good to hear.
Right. So sorry, go ahead, Glenn.
No, just a quick one. Did you over your 14 months? Did you find it? So there's a lot of theories about when we quit, how hard it is, and the common one I've heard is the 90-day thing, where the first 30 days is hard, the second 30 days it plateaus, and then the third 30 it gets a little bit easier. Have you found as the months go on, Paul, that it gets easier?
Oh, definitely. I would think about what would really. I don't think of it long term. Is I don't because those thoughts really scared me. I can never drink ever again for as long as I live. No, I don't look that far. Those are the main things that really got me. I just take it. At first, it's just day by day. Then it was just like, okay, I made it through another week, and then after that, then once I started getting up into months, then it just progressively got easier.
Did you count days, Paul?
Oh, definitely days.
Good man.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I've lost track. I'm into months. I'm into months now. Yeah. And but I and it doesn't like now I don't really focus on that very much. But I think what I've noticed with this group is the first year. I think once you hit that 1 year plateau, then I still keep in my back of my mind each month, but but now to count days now, no, I don't count days anymore.
Mm.
I wouldn't even know how many days are in 14 months.
I just think it's a great early tool. Sorry, Steph.
No,
definitely, you count days. Oh yes.
Yeah.
Like I almost like check it off on the calendar, put an X on the calendar.
It builds snowball effect. It just builds momentum.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you ride that momentum and the X on the calendar. There was a thing I was listening to. I think it was a podcast recently, and it was talking about Jerry Seinfeld, and that when he first started writing jokes, he had this thing where he would put an X on the calendar each day when he'd written some jokes. And then after some momentum build, after like a couple of weeks, a day would come where he would think, I don't really feel like doing it. But he would see this calendar with these red X's, and he was like, I can't let a day go without the red X. That'll drive me crazy. So, and like he just made sure, and then it just became a habit. And after like years, it was every day he had to put an X on the calendar, so he had to write a joke. But yeah, you ride that momentum, and before you know it, you're looking back and it's months have gone by. It's great.
Yeah.
So now you're in your second year of sobriety, Paul. What sort of goals have you set for yourself?
I have to get out just to be more social. I find more hobbies. I'm not a big fitness. I never have really got into it too much. Say going to the gym or whatever. I have tried that before, but it just wasn't mine. But what I have to do is find more hobbies. I used to play horseshoes, be in a horseshoe league. To find something. Now that this year's over, it was like I almost want to stay here and almost like in a bubble. Okay, but now I have to get out more. Just to socialize more, and
isn't that just a great sign of that you've beaten the addiction part, and now you've dealt with that. Now it's about living life how it's supposed to be lived.
Exactly. Like, you know, to get out more and like to find a hobby, to find something to do, something more to look forward to, because you can only probably do it like this for so long.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you go on going on like willpower or whatever. You know, find something to keep yourself busy and occupied, something else to look forward to.
Yeah.
Other than
Well, to start really enjoying life, you know, and like you say, getting a hobby or, you know, something that you enjoy and can look forward to every day. It's great. Yeah. Good. This is good. Any other questions, Glenn, before I ask my last question?
No, not from me.
Okay, so
what's your last question?
My last question, Paul. You ready for this? Do you remember your last drink, and can you tell us about it?
Oh yeah, I can. It was just like yesterday.
Better not have been.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Scrap the interview.
It was the Monday after Super Bowl. Like I said, I got a significant amount of monies or coming to me, and it was basically my second chance. It was coming up, and I knew I had to. I was kind of preparing myself, but I didn't know exactly when. And it was right after Super Bowl it was a Monday, February 8th. I was about halfway through my beer, and I said, it just something that just came. I don't know, like a light or something that says it's now or never. I had the rest of my beer. I had a full beer and about a part bottle of rum. Went down to the sink, poured it right down the drain, and then, like I said, then I had okay, what do I do now? That's when I started surfing the net. But it was a now or never. If I don't do this now, it's not gonna. I don't know. It's some kind of feeling I can't explain. It's let's do this.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's something very cathartic about, you know, pouring the booze down the drain. I mean, I've done it several times. Not my last time, but there is something about. I mean, I've known other people who've done that as well. Just right, this is it, and tip it away. What a feeling.
Like I didn't even plan on to throw it down. I just sat here and okay, let's go. Let's go and let's do this.
Awesome. It's a huge deal to change your life like that.
Oh, it's for the better, the better. Like I haven't felt this good in like about 25 years. Like I just feel really good. So hopefully, like more people like if this helps anybody, like I felt so alone with this, and then but joining this group, it's unbelievable how I found like everybody has basically the similar like why and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
This will definitely help people, Paul.
It will.
Yes, it will. It's very motivational listening to someone's story like this. Mm-hmm. Very motivational. I almost want to stop drinking myself now.
Yeah. And that's saying, I have to say, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah, definitely. Oh, thank you so much, Paul, for this. We really so appreciate you joining us and telling us your story. It will help people. Yeah.
Well, it really helps me, and it's all my pleasure.
That's fantastic. Yeah, big thank you for me as well, Paul. I think sometimes we as individuals, we don't realise that what our words are helping others, and you're just positive guy. Every day you come on and you've got this positivity about you, and it's fantastic. It rubs off. It really is. You're just a generally nice guy, but you probably don't realise how motivating you are to others as well, which is fantastic. Yeah. Keep up the good work, Paul.
Thank you, and I will do.
Awesome.
Is this us signing off, Steph?
Yeah, this is signing off. Thanks so much. And
thank you.